Yo, what's the deal? This is CyX SenZe here with a walkthrough of my personal template and app that I created to install my personal template. Okay, so here we go. This is what the folder looks like. Alright, so you just open the folder, and here's the Logic Pro X template setup. Alright, so you just want to double click that. And it says complete steps exactly as they're written. Logic Pro X template will not work if you do not type everything exactly the same without the quotes. Okay? So now next you just click OK. Audio MIDI setup instructions. Toggle off audio window. Alright, so here's the audio window. Toggle that off. Okay? Toggle on MIDI window. Toggle that on. Now I've reset everything so I can do this from scratch with you guys. Okay, just gonna close that, don't need that anymore. And so now I have to double click, I'm on step 3, I have to double click the IAC driver. Okay, so here's the IAC driver, I double click that. Alright, now it says add 6 new ports and name them the following. Okay, so I'll go here and click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 ports. The first one, arpeggiator. Okay, second one is chord trigger. Third one is modulator. Fourth one is note repeater. Okay, and type it exactly how it shows so there aren't any errors when you open up the template. Scripter. Okay, and then the last one is capture port. As you see, I didn't type any of the quotes. Okay, now next step is I've named those. Step 5, make sure device is online is checked. Alright, device is online, checked. Step 6, click next. Okay, click next. Alright, number 1, ready to go? I think so. Quit audio MIDI setup. Why, thank you. Alright, store Logic Pro X template. Sure, why not? Alright, that stored the template. Click next. Alright, brought to you by CyX SenZe. One more thing, add me. If you'd like to add me on Skype, click on this first button, add me on Skype. Alright, so there's Skype opens up, it types in the name, finds me, and boom, you can add me from there. Okay, so just press that little add button and you're good to go. Now the next thing is open Logic Pro X. Now what I've set this up to do is to open Logic Pro X, escape the dialog menu that asks if you would like to start a new project, and then I open up a template, the actual template that you stored a couple of steps ago. Okay, so this is going to open up Logic Pro X and my template. Here goes. And this may take a little minute, shouldn't take too long, but be patient because this template has everything you need all in one. And I'm going to walk through that template with you as soon as it loads up. Okay, so as you see on the bottom, Logic Pro X is open, but we're still waiting on the template to pop up. Okay, there it goes. Alright, now that should have opened the template. So now Logic Pro X is open. The template, I'm pretty sure, was selected just now. it may take a couple of minutes to load. Okay. Logic Pro X is still loading. I'm not even going to click on it. It'll populate as soon as it's open. Okay. Now, see, there we go. Now over here, I'll just click on the apple to end this. Would you like to donate to CyX SenZe? Laugh out loud kidding. Of course you have an option. Would you like to send CyX SenZe a donation? If you'd like to send me a donation, the amount is upon your discretion, whatever you think I deserve for this template and application that I created to make this as easy as possible for you. You can click on yes. It'll send you to a page for PayPal to send whatever desired amount you'd like to donate. Okay, so I'll just click no for now. And there's a little bummer, but that's okay. We have here the actual template. See, it's open. Everything is good. Now, here's instructions. Okay, I'm actually going to kind of breeze through the instructions because it's there, self-explanatory anyway. Okay, here goes. So to the left, you should see marker, signature, and tempo. I've created presets for marker sets, time signatures, and tempos. Hover your pointer over there, click and browse in the respective sets. So alright, click marker sets, there's all the different sets. Now the way that works is B is for bars, okay? V is for verses, P is for chorus, pre-chorus, C is for chorus, B is for bridge, and then C at the end is how many choruses before the outro, okay? So that's that. Then we have signatures, all kinds of different time signatures. Then we have the tempo sets, a few different tempos, okay? Next, to the right, okay, we have in the project notepad here, okay, which you can also get to it right here, all right? In the project notepad, I have listed the different modes and steps taken along with a reference example in the key of A. Below is the chart where you can modify the chords of your key. I suggest just cutting and pasting. If you're going to do this in the key of D, just highlight all this D business over here, cut and paste it into right before that. Okay, so that'll work out for you perfect. All right, next. Below the chart, all right, so you can adjust the Roman numerals as needed for the key and mode that you're working. Right, and now to explain the window of options below, this little box, this is my favorite part here. All right, I've created this extremely easy to control and keep your workflow flowing. So first on the left is your keys. Okay, so you have keys, synths, and drums. Okay, now over here is the set that you would like to control. So set 1 is the keys, 2 is the synths, 3 is the drums. All right, now in drummer, I have drummer in there, I have ultra beat in there. Now I also have battery 3 and battery 4 unloaded in case you don't have one or the other. Okay, so you can just load them in there. It already has its aux tracks already designated for it, so you can just select 16 multi-output and you're good to go. All the aux tracks are already laid out and developed. Okay, next, the keys are few instruments that you can be controlled. Some of these have a preloaded instrument and some don't. I've left this up to you, but a few are there to just jump in and play. Okay, on the right side of the box there is a selector for screen sets right here, ready to go. So some screen sets have more than one window, so check the window menu, and I'll get to that in a second. Okay, MIDI effects and record effects are specific to the master selector track, which is this track right here. Okay, the very first one. So you see on the left highlighted. Next, I'll explain to you how this works and a couple of sweet tricks. Okay, so first, select master selector. All right, it's already selected. All right, so we have Number 2, select the set. So I actually want to use the first set. I'll use the piano one. So select the instrument. The instrument is piano 1. Select the desired MIDI effect. Alright, so I'm going to choose a chord. Okay, I'm going to choose chords and make sure record effects is off. Alright, that's off. Play with MIDI device. Alright, so for me, I've set up my key command for Command K to bring up the musical typing keyboard. Okay, now with this selected, okay, and the keys selected, I should be able to play chords with single key presses. Okay, so that is outputting correctly, but do this here. Raise the volume so you can hear it. Okay, now I'm going to change that. I'm going to do an arpeggiator. Okay, and now let's try the arpeggiator. Alright. Just using 1, 2, 3 and fingers, you know, trying different things. Alright, so I'm going to turn that off so we can actually go into the tricks of this setup. Okay, so when you're ready to record, select Screen Set Arrange and record some MIDI data. Now select the desired track you want that recorded to. Okay, so let's go to Arrange. Click on Arrange. Alright, and now I'm going to go and do that again. Instructions. I go over here to where Instructions, Screen Sets. Click on that once. Here's Arrange. I'll click on Arrange. That brings me to my Arrange window. Here in the notepad are still the steps. Okay, so here it says when you're ready to record, select Screen Set Arrange and record some MIDI data. Alright, so let's record some MIDI data real quick. Alright, so we have a musical typing keyboard. I want to use chords, and I'm using chords for a reason. Here goes, so check it. Alright, so now that was just like some freestyle, I don't care what I'm doing right now because I'm just doing an example for you. Move. Alright, so we have here master selector, track 1. Alright, so now we play that back. Okay, it's playing the chords. Okay, that's beautiful. Alright, that's exactly what we wanted to do. Now, to record the outputted chords that it's actually playing, I'm going to go like this and select. Alright, so piano 1 is selected. Click on piano right here. Okay, boom. So now all I got to do is press the R to record the outputted chord notes. Check it. Now you're going to make this mistake yourself, but I just made a mistake. Make sure record effects is on. When you've laid out your little piece of MIDI region that you want to output the MIDI effects from, make sure record effects is on. Then press R for record. Okay, you can already see all the chords laid out. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and select that one. I'm going to flatten that. Alright, now I'm going to move this master selector track. Okay, that's my my original. And I'm going to put it on the dummy track because on the dummy track there is nothing on the dummy track. Okay, so no output. Actually, there is a stereo out. Okay, so you can actually turn that off. but there isn't any instrument or anything, so it won't even matter anyway. So we have here the outputted chords, okay? So that's exactly what I played, but the chords. Alright. Now I'm going to take this MIDI region, I'm going to flip it back to Master Selector. I'm going to bring the exported MIDI effects region to Master Selector. Now I'm going to change chord trigger to arpeggiator. I'm going to turn record effects off. Okay. Now just for you to listen, check it. So it's actually arpeggiating the chords that we just played and exported. Alright, so now I'm going to click on MIDI effects, record effects on. It doesn't really matter the track that you select to record the outputted MIDI notes, but here goes. Okay. Alright, so now we have that MIDI region. I'm going to move this chord track, okay, and we'll just name this chords, okay, and then we'll go down here, we'll flatten that, okay. Now we have the arpeggiated chords. So I'll just put arpeg. Alright. Then this one we'll just name original. Okay. Just to keep things organized. Now I'm going to use, well, not screen sets. I'm going to use arpeggiator. From arpeggiator I'm going to go to note repeater. Alright, turn record effects off to demo it. Okay, you see how beautiful that sounds? Alright, so now we're just going to record that. So record effects goes back on. Press the R button because piano is selected. Now for note repeater, I like letting it go through a second time so it gives the delay notes in the beginning of the region. Okay. Alright, so now I have those two. This is the one I want, the second one, so flatten. And now I'm going to move this arpeggiated track to the dummy region. And I'm going to move this back up to piano. Okay. The piano back to master selector. Now I'm going to use modulator. Okay. Now we might be going a little OD on the effects, but modulator would be probably the last thing I would use because anything additional to that is a little much. But alright, so here's the demo of what it sounds like. So it's basically kind of waving it in and out, okay? And if you open up this MIDI region, you see all the little pretty colors we have here. That's because these are the delayed notes with the velocity dropping is how I have it, okay? So now I'm going to go to screen sets over here, okay? I'm going to click on switch and record, all right? Switch and record. Now here are the MIDI effects that were being used listed with the hide tracks unhidden. Okay, so you can actually go in here, tweak your MIDI effects. It'll directly change what you need for these MIDI effects over here, and when you're done with that, you can go back to the range window, etc. So I'm going to go back to the instructions. Okay. Now the instructions we have here, we have to select master selector. Alright, so now I've showed you the tricks below. Okay, I've showed you capture the MIDI effects, repeat steps 1 through 6 again. You can keep on looping and recording and using the same sequence of MIDI data that you originally created, just building on that. So it's an amazing template for workflow, for creative ideas, for things like that. So I think you get the idea by now. And here, if you haven't seen it already, we have arrange, piano roll, mixer, automation, flex time, switch and record, hyper editor, auto zoom, ultra beat, environment windows, step input, smart controls. Now one more thing is I'll go to piano roll. Okay, now remember I said that you have to check your window, okay, to see what other windows you have open. Okay, you see I have the environment window, which is this little box there, this tracks window, which is the main arrange window, and a piano roll. So click on piano roll and it shows you the full piano roll. Okay, so that's up there. You can check out which windows are open there. Okay, so that's about it for the full template that I've created for you guys and for myself. So I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, any additions, if you would like a dual screen setup of this template, let me know in a comment or suggestion. Throw suggestions in the comments. But yeah, just hit me up. My contact information is in the download, so you can always contact me like that by seeing my information on there. And I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope you make a lot of use of this template and have fun with it. Alright, peace.